Okay, so it should show up. All right, guys, I'm actually testing going live on Instagram right now, too. Okay, sweet. We're going to see if this works. Testing, testing. Go live on Instagram. I've never done this before. So we're streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. How interesting this is. How's everybody doing? If anybody jumps in here, I'm going to just, what's up, Wally? So I'm going to see if I'm live on Instagram. I'm doing some testing. Let me know if you guys can hear me. But yeah, let's see if I'm live on Instagram. I should be. Doesn't show me live just yet. What's up? What up? Oh, what's up, Steven? Wait, I'm trying to see if I'm live on my own profile, but it's not showing. Anyways, we're just going to talk about junk removal. And what's up, man? What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Let me see. Does this... What's up? Why can't I see my own live on my Instagram right now? That's annoying. Am I on my... Oh, maybe I'm... Oh, no, I am on the right... What account am I streaming on? Sorry, guys. I'm streaming for the first time to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm just trying to get everything set up. But yeah, what's up, Xavier? I think I'm live on... Motherfucker. I want to close this window. Yeah, I'm live. I don't know why I can't see my own live on my own Instagram account. Hey, Xavier, am I live on my Andrew.autopilot account? Because it's not showing it for me. Just trying to figure this shit out. Okay, yeah. If I go to a different account, my own Instagram account. Hey, Xavier, am I... Okay, cool. I am live on Andrew.autopilot. Just trying to... Which is... Okay, so anyways, guys, what's up? How we doing? If anybody has any junk removal questions, feel free to ask anything you guys want. We're going to talk about autopilot. We're going to talk about... once I figure this... I guess that is very strange. I can't see it on my own Instagram account. But whatever. It's neither here nor there. It is working. What's up, Peace? What's up, Larry? For those of you guys who don't know who I am, because this Instagram account is my old Jedi Star Wars facts account. Well, my son's name is Jedi, and I used to run a business called Jedi Junk Removal that I sold, and now I'm building a CRM. So, yeah. Anyways, we're going to talk about starting a junk removal company. So any of you guys who are struggling out there and want to make some extra money, picking up trash is a good way to make some extra money. I'm not even kidding. Junk removal is insane. But for now, Steven, sweet, this software is so badass. I'm going to do a quick test. I'm going to pan over to my, I'm going to switch over to my app while streaming live. So I'm going to do a quick test, guys. I'm just going to switch over to my app really quick. My sexy app. All right, so let's give it a shot. I want to see what this looks like on Instagram Live. Let me know if you guys see this on Instagram. Hold on, it should switch over to the screen any second now. Just doing some testing. It's a little delayed. Just trying to... That's so cool. Okay, so yeah, we can go through my app. And I'm going to be demonstrating the app and showing what you can do in the app every day, Monday through Friday, at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I'm just doing some testing right now, streaming on YouTube, Instagram all at the same time with this new software. Pretty cool. I'm going to go back to me. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, let's see, how many viewers do we have? Only 8 people? Come on, guys. Aren't I more famous than this? So, I have a buddy named Steven who's building a really cool app as well, guys. He's actually a very talented... he's in the chat right now. He's raised... I don't know how much money he's raised for his company. I think 300, 400,000. He's already doing like 100K MRR. But if you guys want to learn how to make money in the in the Forex world. Right now it's Forex, but it's going to be crypto in the future too. It's going to be Forex and crypto. It's an AI. I don't even know I don't know how to describe it, but it's an automatic. It trades for you, following other genius traders, so that you can automatically follow their trades. And if you guys, it's some pretty crazy shit they built. It's called Omni. Maybe I'll have them on my channel someday. When I get my peak viewers is at like 5 p.m. I can get up to like 60 people watching me live. Oh my gosh, so many people I know. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I got a buddy in here who's building. He's a really talented designer, and he's a designer and engineer. But more importantly, he's a poo-poo head. No, I'm just kidding. So, do we have any questions about junk removal, guys? Yeah, thank you, Wally. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey from building my junk removal company to selling it to why I'm doing autopilot. I might as well just ramble for a little bit here since I'm just kind of doing a little test. This was just a test run to see if I can get my Instagram live working, and it looks like it is working. So it's actually a funny story, to be honest. So funny, a company failing. It's a funny story because it started with me and Steven, my business partner, from fucking years ago. We did like 5 apps before we landed on Evolve Fitness, a fitness app that him and I raised we raised how many millions did we raise, Steven? We raised a 1.2 million from one. I think I want to say like somewhere between 1.5 and 1.2 million. 1.5 and 2 million we raised for this fitness app. We're also on Apple's first ever TV show. A lot of people don't know this about like my past. Like we were kind of a big deal. It was just our first, not self-aggrandizing here, but I just mean we were kind of a big deal. We had landed Apple TV's first ever Planet of the App show. It bombed. We raised almost $2 million, and we were building a fitness app. I knew more about fitness than I've ever known in my entire life, and a lot of people don't know this about me. I kind of play dumb when it comes to fitness, but I know fitness. I don't show it because I don't. Steven's yoked, but I'm fucking not yoked. Got to Junk Crew. I sold Jedi Junk Removal for $225,000, about 1 year's EBITDA. I was 2 years and 4 months old with only one solid year of tax returns, which is why you can only get 1 year's EBITDA, 1x multiple of EBITDA. So. Yeah, and I'm going to tell that story in a minute, but the reason why I say it's a funny story is because that was Steven and I's first real startup, and ultimately, it didn't work out. We made a lot of bad decisions. We overhired. We put too much faith in one influencer. We overpaid. We didn't put it on a contract how many times this influencer should have been posting for, how much money we paid her. We made a lot of mistakes in our first startup, but I spent 2 years listening to Steven talk about fitness. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just eat less calories than your body burns and fucking work out. I mean, that's all there is to it. Now, if you're trying to be a pro athlete, there's more to it than that. But in terms of just like looking and feeling good, fitness is not difficult. And it's funny to say that coming from my fat ass, but I will mark my words. I will get ripped someday. But right now, I got to focus on autopilot, my investors, and fuck you if you think you can do your health at the same time. No, you can't. You sacrifice something in order to achieve greatness, and I'm willing to sacrifice getting fat in order to be great. I'm kidding, guys. I'm part-time comedian, okay? I don't know what to say. So Evolve Fitness with Steven and I don't even know if Steven's in here anymore. How's the chin-up game? I'm actually getting pretty ripped, though. So, you see that? That's fucking muscles right there. So, where was I? That app failed, and now we're going to get into the junk removal journey. So, I then went on to do another app, but we're just going to kind of skim across that because COVID ended up destroying that app because it was a travel app to travel across the world with your friends, and those are the two things you were not allowed to do during COVID is you weren't allowed to hang out with your friends and family, and you weren't allowed to travel. So, I can blame the economy and the world. I can blame somebody else other than myself on that one. And that's where junk removal came, guys. So I might as well just blab, for a minute since, I'll tell my story. We've only got 6 viewers here. Does anybody here? Somebody say in the comments, who's here? Has anybody heard my story? Do you guys want to hear my junk removal story? Might as well. Because I am going to hop off the live probably in a few minutes anyways. Because I was literally just testing. That's all I wanted to do was test. This is pretty cool though, this software. Still don't understand why. But yeah, let me know. Okay, we got one person who said yes. We got one yes. All right, go to Junk Crew. I will tell you the story. And anybody else listening. What was SOE? What is SOE? What was so? Some of your best sell pitches. Yeah, so I'll tell my story, and then when you say sell pitches, what do you mean selling to junk removal customers? Selling my business? Anyways, once you clarify, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue. That's when I got into junk removal. So I actually heard about junk removal from a friend who was running. I had a really close friend who was running a junk removal business during my entire time at Evolve. So I knew about junk removal in 2017, 2018, but I didn't think anything of it because I didn't even care. And I didn't even ask him details about his business because I was so focused on the fitness app. Once my travel app failed, him and I were having a phone discussion, and he told me how much money he was making junk removal. And he kept starting his junk removal business and failing and starting and failing because of his own personal problems. But he wanted to do it with me. And he showed me screenshots of the money he was making. And he was like, I think his highest month I saw was like 50, 60,000. And he would tell me like half of it's profit or more than half sometimes. And this was back when he was running his he had been running it since 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. So for those like 3 or 4 years, but he kept like starting and failing because of his drinking problems, whatever. God bless his soul. He passed away from his drug and alcohol abuse. He was a good friend of mine, but he had whatever. I'm going off on a tangent now. He told me about junk removal and I was desperate. And he told me how easy it was. He's like, dude, all you got to go do is pick up cardboard boxes or trash and put it in your truck and you make $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day. And I was desperate at that point to make money because I had my second kid on the way, my girlfriend, now wife. And I had, I believe in the whole provider thing. I don't want my woman working at all. And ever since our son's been born, she hasn't worked a day. We've been together for 7 years. And I'm proud, that she doesn't have to work. And that's just my personal preference. Anyways, going on another tangent. So I had a hustle and I picked up shit. I picked up human feces. I picked up homeless encampments. I almost got stabbed by fucking needles, buckets of shit, fucking fridges that have been sitting for like years. And there's like maggots in there. And you charge extra for these jobs, of course. And those are the dirty ones, but there's also normal ones where you just get couches and shit. And I did not do the business with him because he had serious problems. I did the business on my own. He was like, all you got to do is run Google Ads. Google Ads back then was a different ballgame. It wasn't as competitive as it is now. So it was a lot easier to run Google Ads. There still is a lot of skill to running Google Ads. It just wasn't as competitive. So it was a lot easier to compete and get market share with Google Ads. When I started in 2021, I started immediately with Google Ads and Thumbtack. Thumbtack is a dangerous one because they sell your lead to multiple people and you got to be really on top of it if you're going to be dealing with lead aggregators, where Yelp is technically a lead aggregator if you pay for Angie's, Yelp, or Thumbtack, because they sell leads off to multiple people. You got to be very careful with that. But anyways, I crushed on Thumbtack because I'm just on it. I'm like, I would be replying within seconds. Google Ads I mastered because I had experience in marketing and I knew how to run Google Ads, and I just learned really fast how to run proper Google Ads for junk removal businesses. or for my junk removal business. And I started spending a couple $100 a day on Google, and I'd make $800. Then I'd bump it up to $500 a day I'd spend on Google. Then I'd come back with like $3,000. And then I started spending $1,000 a day on Google Ads, and I'm averaging like $5,000 a day from my junk removal business. Sometimes I spend $1,000 a day on Google Ads. Sometimes it'd be $1,500. Sometimes it'd be $800. It just really depends on the day, because Google Ads just goes by search volume. How many people are searching? How many people are clicking? But that was how I got to $1 million in my first 13, 14 months. So I used for clickbait my first year in junk removal, but technically it was like 14 months. I cracked $1 million in revenue. And that year I took almost $300,000 home, and I was off the truck. I was off the phones. I scaled very fast. To this day, I don't know anybody who's done it as fast as me. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or self-aggrandize here, but from what I understand, from what I've seen on YouTube, now it's not to say there's nobody, but nobody in the YouTube sphere, interviews I've seen, has scaled that fast to multiple locations off the truck, off the phones, at the call center, from the Philippines to cracking $1 million in revenue in their first year. So I have like the experience of doing this, and I teach it on YouTube. And now I started teaching on YouTube 3 years ago. 2021, dude. When I hit month 4 or 5 of my junk removal business, because I started cracking $40,000 a month, that's when I decided to jump on YouTube and start sharing my insights. And I wanted to be a YouTuber because I knew I was going to build this software. And I was like, what better way to teach people my secrets, because I have nothing to hide, because I can get them to my software later. And that's kind of what's been happening. And now there's a lot of coaches out here who have I have a method to my madness, right? Go to Junk Crew. Do I have contacts that can help with Google? Yes, I do. Just message me. Also, who handled dispatch? I had people for the Philippines handling dispatch. Trained them very well and picked people who had very little accent. It took time to find those. Well, I found them pretty fast, but it can take time. So, with all that being said, where do we leave off? So I cracked $1 million my first year. My second year, I cracked $1 million. And it's now at the point where I'm like, okay, I have been talking about the software that I want to build for James Edwards, don't get me started about these new Instagram kids. Every single one of them except one group of people are very honest. Josh and Avery, love them to death. They're great people. And like James Edwards said, I show my numbers. I've logged into every single account on my YouTube channel 3 years ago, showing the numbers. And, James Edwards, you bring up a good point I kind of want to dive into really quick, guys, is these Instagram kids promoting junk removal. Now, there's a lot of them. I'm not going to name names because I don't like bashing. I like bashing. I love bashing, but we're not going to bash by name. No, I'm just kidding. My wife watches Real Housewives, so I see all that bullshit gossip, and it's entertaining. So I try not to watch it, but she puts it on. I can't help but stare at the screen sometimes because they're all fucking yelling at each other. So I'm not going to name any names, but I will say Josh and Avery is awesome, right? Josh and Avery is incredible. They have authentic content, and they don't lie. Every other person on Instagram, every single people, all the people you see, when they upgrade their equipment, it's from the mentoring sales. Like I saw one couple get a new truck and upgrade their truck and get a new dump truck. That was because they're charging for mentor packages, and they sold a whole bunch of ebooks, and they had the extra money from the coaching and mentoring that they were able to get a new truck. They weren't able to get the truck from the junk removal revenue. They got the truck because of the coaching revenue and mentoring revenue. Now, if you're just honest, if you break down your numbers and say, okay, here's how much I made from coaching, here's how much I made from junk removal. I did not release my $500 junk removal course. It was $1,000 in the beginning. Now it's $500. Now it's free. It was $500. But I did not launch my course until I was 1.5 years into my junk removal business. I had been on YouTube giving everything away for free, all the secrets, showing evidence, showing proof with no course, no nothing. And then eventually, 1.5 years into my journey, I was like, you know what? I'll do a course because I know I could teach Google ads, I could teach Facebook ads, I could teach SEO, I could teach way more than everybody else. My course, hands down, shits on everybody. And I am self-aggrandizing myself right now. I am tooting my own horn. Without a shadow of a fucking doubt, my course is free now, by the way. FYI, everything I do is free if you sign up for Autopilot, which is only $49 a month. But yeah, so James, you basically said it right there. I can't say names because here's the reason is I am a public figure trying to sell a CRM, and I will be getting bigger and bigger, and I don't need clips of me bashing people's names and people like saying I'm a shit talker when I'm trying to grow a company that is going to be, you know, a staple in the community of all home service companies, all home service businesses. So I don't want to be seen like bashing individual people. But what I will do is I will talk shit generally and vaguely of where the industry is going and how shitty it is and how much people are lying. Yeah, James, I'll just say yes. Yes. Also, there's another group of young kids. There's another group of young teenagers who are doing great. But the problem is it's all lies. It's all the increased revenue, all of the new stuff is funded by the coaching and mentorship. Were they killing it before? Sure. Yeah. But this overhype and overselling of 5,000, 3,000, anything, it's hard to put a price on coaching and mentoring, right? Because there's people who truly give you the value that you get out of spending like $2,000, $3,000. Like there's this fine line between, okay, I'm going to pay a mentor $5,000 because I would pay Alex Hormozi $100,000. Absolutely. I'd give him $1 million if I had it. There is a fine line between value and, you know, getting what you pay for versus what these coaches and mentors are selling just to become millionaires, trying to become millionaires off coaching and mentoring. Could you argue that they're giving you the value? I don't know, but dude, picking up fucking trash isn't easy. And trust me, they don't know how to run how do I say this gracefully? It's bullshit. I'm sorry. There's no graceful way to say it. Like, do I see value in paying mentors and coaches $5,000, $10,000? Sure. It's just the dream that's being sold is a lie. I saw a recent ad from these teenagers. It's a junk removal company, and I think they're teenagers. I'll just leave it at that. You guys can use your mind. And the ad said they had 7 figures liquid cash in their bank from junk removal. Go get fucked. Like, get fucked. It's a lie. And I'm not saying this out of jealousy. I've made my millions and I'm on my way to millions again. And I'm going to make all the investors millions. This is not jealous hate. This is anger of lies and deception of a business that I'm in, watching people. And I see why the make money gurus in the finance industry and the drop shipping and FBA, and I see why people got so mad about that shit, because now I see it happening to such a simple industry. You know, such a simple industry. Yes, when you want to get like more technical in this business and have multiple locations and you want to start really tracking your KPIs and start really understanding business and numbers and accounting and learning all that more like operational stuff and leadership and culture. Yeah, that comes later. What comes now is getting your ass out there and putting out yard signs and working and learning the basics of SEO and doing your own website and learning how to do digital and social yourself and wearing all of the hats. You don't need to like delegate and fucking do all this fancy shit until later. You don't do that until you hit $250,000. You should be wearing all the hats. I mean, Alex Hormozi says it best. You need to be in the business of skill acquisition. Like, skill acquisition is the number one thing that you need to do, which means learn SEO, learn running ads, learn building a website, learn social media, learn video editing. Oh yeah. So, I mean, anyways, to finish that thought, learn all that shit. And then you could worry about like delegation and operations and VAs and employees, but you got to wear all the hats in the beginning, man. And they're all just selling fucking pipe dreams, and they're overcharging for a business that is very difficult and is very competitive right now. Yes, and by the way, Chop, Stance, Soul. Everybody talks about money and revenue. It's Alex Hormozi says he generated $106 million in 3 days. Yeah, he did. But that wasn't all profit. Everybody uses top line. We all know there's margins. What's the margin in this business? Alex Hormozi had to front 1 million books. 1 million books at wholesale, like whatever his wholesale cost, maybe $10 a book. He had to buy 1 million books up front. Logistics, shipping, employees, advertising. That $106 million that Alex Hormozi made, half of it expenses off the top, easy. So you could argue the same against Alex Hormozi. Alex Hormozi didn't make $106 million. He only made $44 million. So I understand how annoying it is, Chop Stancil. It's just more annoying in the blue collar world, because at the end of the day, in blue collar world, your margins are pretty low. They're like 20%, but in restaurant world, it's even lower. If a restaurant generates $1 million, I've heard restaurants sometimes are doing 5-10% margins after all expenses. You know, after they're all paid out, like the restaurant takes to their business account 5-10% margins. The restaurant industry is a very low margin business. So everybody talks in top line revenue. That's so I understand being frustrated though when, you know, somebody says they made $1,000 a day. You're like, no, you made 500. But everybody talks in top line. Everybody uses top line revenue as I made. But yeah, you go to all these YouTube videos, you go to all these Instagram kids. What really pisses me off, guys, you really want to hear? Do you guys want to hear me go on a tangent? Do you like hearing me bitch? Because I got something I can bitch about right now, like super fucking hardcore. Unless you guys are sick of hearing me bitch. One of my biggest things that I'm really pissed off about in Instagram world with these kids, TikTok kids, Instagram kids, junk removal Instagram kids. Lots of them. And like I said, Josh and Avery are not in this world. I love Josh and Avery. I respect them. They are probably the only, Matt and JoJo, but they're not part of the Instagram kids world. I'm talking about Instagram kids. But one of my biggest things, okay, sounds like you guys want to hear me bitch. What's up? So, all right, guys. It all started on YouTube, right? Kind of like Ricardo is the OG YouTuber, right? I'm just going to start from the very beginning. So if you guys don't have time to like listen to me rant for another 5-10 minutes, you can come back and watch this later. I've been in the junk removal industry now since 2021. So next year we'll make 5 years, right? Yes, I sold my company, but I still talk to junk removal people every day about my software, about running ads and helping them and teaching them. And I'm very in tune with the industry every single day. So it all started with Ricardo. Sorry, Jay, you won't get booted. You're an investor. It all started with Ricardo. He is the OG YouTuber. Ricardo in Texas. We all know Ricardo. We should know Ricardo. If you don't know, go watch his videos. He's like me. He's worse. He goes on tangents all the time, talking mad shit, and I'm here for it. He was the OG YouTuber. Then Lee Godbold came. Lee Godbold with JRA and Junk Doctors. He then came along and turned this whole thing into like a professional pitch of I'll help you start your junk removal business. And he started pitching to everyone and selling the dream of junk removal to everybody. He was the first one to mainstream this whole thing. And then Matt and JoJo. So it was Matt and JoJo, which is the very awesome couple. They're investors in Autopilot, and they're my favorite, the most authentic, greatest people in the world. Matt is like, I'm considering one of I don't have a lot of friends. I'd almost consider one of my best friends now. But Matt and JoJo, they've been the OG couple, right? So for like 5-6 years now. Lee Godbold kind of like revolutionized and started the whole like selling junk removal, but he sold it in this like corporate speak package, right? and he offered SEO. He still does it, JRA, Junk Removal Authority. And he also has a $1.5 million a year, $2 million a year junk removal business out in North Carolina. He started selling the dream and kind of blowing up junk removal, okay? In a sense, like 5 years ago, blowing it up, not to what it is now with the Instagram kids. And we're going to get there. We're going to talk about what pisses me off in just a minute. But I'm setting the scene for you guys. I come on the scene. I start doing very well in the YouTube industry. There's not many junk removal gurus, if you want to call them like junk removal gurus, but they're slowly starting to pop up. Okay. And these gurus start popping up, and I can start seeing Lee Godbold's. Lee is great. And by the way, I need to go back and say there's nothing wrong. Lee Godbold is great. He's smart. He's incredible. He ran an amazing event, but I'm just showing how the paradigm or the world is shifting in junk removal. It's being commoditized and Amazon FBA, drop shipping, trading. It's being turned into that. This whole blue collar industry is being turned into that because they're using the excuse of like, hey, AI is going to take over the digital world, but AI can't do manual labor yet. So a lot of people are leaving AI world and coming into blue collar world, and it's being commoditized. Anyways, I move on. I digress. Lee Godbold started the revolution of selling junk removal. YouTubers like me came onto the scene. I saw Matt and JoJo. Then Kyle Landwehr was one of the first kids on Instagram to kind of like turn this into a pitch product with high ticket sales and make millions of dollars from selling the junk removal dream. There's nothing wrong with teaching junk removal. It's how you sell it. It's how you sell anything. If you use Lamborghinis and you use girls and you on a yacht, which is what Kyle did, you have a problem. You're selling a pipe dream. You're selling a lie, and you're misleading people that they think they can build a junk removal business, get a Lamborghini, sail on a yacht. What did he have? He had the Lamborghini, he had the yacht, and he had the big house. He had all this stuff. And the Lamborghini was funded by the coaching, by the way. Lamborghini was because he sold the coaching. And I'm friends with Kyle. And I'm saying this because this is 2 years ago. I'm just saying facts. All right. And we haven't even got to my pet peeve yet. We're getting there, guys. This is what's going on in the junk removal world. We're getting there. So he sold the pipe dream. He made $500,000 selling junk removal mentoring. He bought a Lamborghini. And there's nothing wrong with selling education. It's selling the pipe dream and the lie and the misleading and not qualifying customers, and just, it's bad. Then more YouTubers started popping up. We had Skylane. Skylane was great. He sold his company, but then he became a coach. And there's nothing wrong with becoming a coach. Like, if he sees this, he'll probably get pissed off and argue, but misleading everything. And I guess I am dropping names, but I'm not talking shit. I'm just talking about where the movement began. Okay, so it started with Kyle, then it went to Sky, and Sky started coaching, and then a lot of YouTubers started popping up, right? And they're all selling the whole like $1,000 a day. I say $1,000 a day. Okay, we're gonna get into the whole like my pet peeve with the Instagram kids in a minute, but I'm laying out the story, the scene. $1,000 a day, yes, is that a little misleading? Is that clickbaity? Sure, but getting to $1,000 in revenue a day is not unbelievably unachievable a few years ago, right? It's kind of an easy number to get to within 6 months. It is clickbaity, but we're going to get to what really pisses me off at the end of the story. I'm setting the scene. I did a $1,000 a day video. Tons of people did $1,000 a day. A whole bunch of videos, right? $1,000 a day on YouTube videos, on YouTube, those kind of videos. Tons of influencers start popping up, okay? And then you have the young kids, okay? So Lee's kind of fizzled in the background. Lee's actually doing something a little bit different now because he fell behind the young kids. Even I was kind of peaking, right? And I did great. Autopilot, I'm still going to crush it with Autopilot, but my content doesn't slap like theirs anymore because the young kids have entered the era of short form video. They have cracked the code. And there's a lot of them with 200,000. There's a lot of them. There's like I can think of at least 5 kids, 5 different group. Like you got, you know what? I'm not going to talk shit. I'm just going to label something. Like you got the Junk Teens. You got Hunter Patrick. You got, I'll leave one name out because I don't like them. I'm not going to say their name. You got Junk Teens. You got Hunter Patrick. Heavy Load. You got There's a bunch of these. You got Skyline. You got all these kids who cracked the code on Instagram Shorts. Now, here's the difference. Here's my pet peeve. Here's where it gets bad. Is they are now posting videos. So instead of $1,000 a day videos or long form videos on YouTube, my videos and Matt and JoJo's videos get like 1,000 views, right? 1,000 views on YouTube. These Instagram Shorts that these kids have cracked, where they now, instead of $1,000 a day, it's here's how I made. I just looked at a recent video by this couple, how I made $1,200 in 2 hours. Every video that they post on Instagram gets hundreds of thousands of views. My videos only get 500 views to 1,000 views. Matt and JoJo, their video, if a good video goes viral, they get like 5,000 views. Only a few viral videos get 100,000 views, but very small amount of views on YouTube long form, because a lot of people don't watch long form content. Okay? Now, the short form content, yes, short form, they're only 30-second videos. Yeah, I get that. But here's the thing. They went from $1,000 a day to, I just looked yesterday, the newest video they posted was, here's how I made $1,200 in 2 hours. Go get fucked. You know how misleading that is? Every video from these kids now, I added up the views because I'm that petty. I went to all of their profiles and went to the last week of videos. 10 million views across their profiles in the last week. 1 week. They have over 1 billion views, probably 100 million. I don't know, but I'm telling you, hundreds of millions of views. And every short, and I get it, you got to do a hook. You got to do clickbait. I get that shit. I get it. It is so fucking misleading, though. It is so, like, you thought my $1,000 a day videos on YouTube was misleading. You scroll through the millions of views, and it's like, here's how I made $5,000 in 10 minutes. Here's how I made... No. That is not how junk removal works. Yeah, sometimes you'll get lucky. You'll get one job. You show up, and it takes 15 minutes. Sure. Yeah. There could be I've had $1,000 job that took me 15 minutes, and I left, and I was like, oh, that was easy. Bro, no, that's not how junk removal works. No. There is so much more than that 15 minutes. And it is so misleading that they're getting hundreds of millions of views I imagine across all their accounts, they're probably hitting 100 million views every few months. You know, they've been doing this shit for a year now, all these kids. And they have 200,000 followers, 100,000 followers, 30,000 followers. And they are just destroying the industry and saturating it. Now, we can talk about saturation because, I mean, I have videos dedicated to saturation. One of the most recent videos I saw was like, this business isn't saturated. You just suck. No. It is this. They have commoditized this business to hundreds of millions of views and course sales. And they're pitching comments start to get the guide. And they go sell a $5,000 mentoring package, a $3,000 mentoring package. And they are selling a pipe dream that is not real, because the money that they're making, all of their vehicles that they have, that they've upgraded in their junk removal business, their trucks, their wraps, is funded from their coach sales. If they had no coaching sales, no mentoring sales, their top line revenue would be okay, but their bottom line would fucking suck. It's a lie. I made $1.1 million before I ever sold anything. And what I took from that 1.1 million was almost 300,000, which is good, which is great. I spent a lot of money on Google Ads. I had a lot of overhead costs. I was off the truck, but I worked my ass off for a year, and before like selling a little. But I never sold $5,000 mentoring. I don't do mentoring. I do my little classes to get you guys into autopilot. Like, I have a long-term strategy. I will give you guys everything. My course slaps. I can guarantee you my course will shit all over them combined all day, every day. Just my course alone, just the course. Like, do you know how many people have like, Andrew, I saw your 10-hour video on YouTube. Oh my God, my 10-hour video will slap anybody's like, I'm sorry to be this cocky right now, but I just know my shit fucking doesn't stink. I can talk like this because go look at my fucking content. It speaks for itself. You don't need a $3,000 mentoring package, a $5,000 fucking, you don't need that shit. And that's what bothers me the most is they're lying about make $1,200 in 15 minutes because it's a hook. Of course, it's how shorts work. You got to hook them. But it's misleading and it's lying. and then they sell you into this pipe dream that so yeah, they'll hook you into this bullshit and try to sell a pipe dream, and it pisses me off. Yeah, I just banned him because I know he's just gonna try to disagree, and I ain't got time for that shit. He can pop in here on a different platform. I'll just ban him again, but I don't have time for that shit because I'm not talking shit about individual people. So if any of you guys are watching this, I'm vaguely talking about the entire industry. So if you get offended, that's on you. I didn't drop any specific names except 2 names, Kyle Landwehr and Sky Lane. That's it. And I don't have an issue with Kyle or Sky. I just have an issue of the pipe dream being sold as a fucking lie. Junk removal is a very difficult business. Is it easy to remove junk? Yes. Is competing in this new market saturation hard? Abso-fucking-lutely. And, you know, that's that, guys. So, that is how I feel. And this is all, okay, so I set the scene from the beginning to setting the scene now on how this industry has transformed or changed. It's gone from, it started with, Lee Godbold selling corporate style JRA packages. And I'm not talking shit. I'm showing the timeline of how the industry's changed to now Instagram kids have turned it into this Amazon FBA drop shipping thing. Comment on every short form video, comment guide to get, and then they sell you the pipe dream and a $3,000 mentor package, $5,000. I've heard a guy pay up to $7,000. And I'm here to just tell you, it's bullshit. Don't fall for it. Just watch the free content. Sign up for my app. I'm just kidding. And you guys, I'm selling something too. Like, okay, we're all salespeople at the end of the day. I'm no better than anybody yet. James, fuck him. About to get slapped. Andrew, oh shit, I'm about to get slapped. Fuck him. Right? So I hope do you guys enjoy my rant? Do you guys want to hear me bitch and complain more often? And I'm not bitching and complaining, guys. I said this yesterday on my live. Like there's an invisible switch in people that just kind of flips, and it just flips. Right? A good example is somebody's like super overweight and they're finally sick of where they're at in life, and they lose the weight and they get shredded. And I'm not talking about just like a little overweight. We're talking about somebody who's really fat, morbidly obese, a switch flips one day and he's like, fuck this. I'm not going to live like this anymore. I had this, you got to read the book by Tim Grover, Relentless. He talks about, it's Kobe Bryant's trainer. He talks about Kobe Bryant's coach. He talks about Michael Jordan and Kobe, I believe. I think both. I don't know. He was one of their coaches, right? I read this book a few years ago, a long time ago. He talks about a dark side. And I'm not talking about the dark side that is, I'm not talking about like addiction or gambling dark side. Tim Grover talks about his dark side where you become so fierce and you say, fuck it. I'm gonna do this, and you lose the weight. I'm at that point where I have been I've been getting beat up. I've had tons of haters now. I've never had haters until last year. And I was supposed to sign contracts with a lot of people, and I lost them. That's fine. It's business. And I'm just like, I'm at this point where it's like, I'm pissed. I'm angry. This is like, I am going to smash and crush this industry. And I mean, in a good, like, I'm going to fuck shit up. I'm going to dominate with Autopilot, and I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I sold my junk removal company in order to do Autopilot. And Jobber keeps they got money. They got $174 million they raised. And they keep snatching everybody up that I wanted to sign a deal with, which is fine. It's business. They won. It's just like, they all preach, don't hire Got Junk, hire local, hire your community, because the 1-800-GOT-JUNK sends franchise fees to Canada. JB Junk calling. I got sick. I sent out an email. I got sick. You can still hear it in my voice. I had the flu. and the holidays, so we're pushing it back to after the New Year's. You'll get an email again. You should have got a follow-up email about why that class was rescheduled. And I lost every single contract, which is fine. It is what it is. And then people posted some shit, making lies, saying some bullshit, and this switch, I was going to dominate anyways. Oh, Jobber's in Canada too. You're right. Oh yeah, you said. So, anyways, it's like you tell your customers to hire local. Shit, I'm local from the community, for the community, by the community, for the community, by the community. Right. So it's like support. I've been here since day one helping you guys. Get the fuck off Jobber and Workies and House Call Pro, and I get it. You know, they have a very good platform because they have $170 million and they also have 10 to 12 years ahead of me to build this software. I've only been in business for a year now. So yeah, they got 12 years ahead of me. They have more technology. They have more money, but for the community, by the community. Come on, guys. Get the fuck off Workies, Jobber, House Call Pro, and support your boy who's been here since day one on YouTube 4 or 5 years ago, spitting game. And I'm trying my hardest to build the software, and I will. I will. Every investor will see that this will become the number one platform. It may take me 5 years. You don't build an empire. I mean, we're going up against billion-dollar companies. You don't build a billion-dollar company fucking in 1 year. Some people do, it's like these new AI fucking startups, but yeah, so it takes time, and I know we'll get there. I honestly think we'll crack $1 billion might take like 7 years, right? It's going to take some time, but I think we'll crack 100 million in a few years, $100 million valuation. So, you know, if I can hit $1 billion valuation, like Jobber's $1 billion company, House Call Pro's $1 billion company, Service Titan's worth $10 billion. Thank you, Vanish. Thank you, JPS. Thank you, James Edward. Thank you, Zara B. Ali. Thank you, Jay Garcia. I see all you guys commenting. And by the way, if you have questions, go ahead and ask questions. We could do Q&A for the last 20 minutes. We'll do Q&A. But yeah, so it looks like this Instagram Live thing is pretty cool, though. I'm like streaming on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram. And I probably just caused some controversy. I'll probably get some haters. I saw a couple of the people, the Instagram kids, you know, and like I said, I'm vaguely talking about the entire industry. So if you're offended, that's on you, bro. But I probably started some drama. Thank you, JPS. I appreciate it. Andre Jones, blessings. JB, one thing is if you don't have haters, then you're not doing something right. Main thing is not letting the haters change your mindset. Yeah, you know, it's funny, JB, that you say that because in my entire YouTube journey, I didn't have any haters for the first 2 years. Until last year, or till this year, recently, I got my first hater that really tried to like fucking throw a monkey wrench in my path. And that was rough, man. I didn't have any, like, I've gone through life not hearing vocalized hate on me. I'm sure I've had people like say Andrew's a fucking weirdo or, you know, like talking shit behind my back, but I've never actually experienced true hate on me. Maybe because I always try to be a nice guy in person. I try to be a really nice person. I always try to do the right thing. I'm not saying I'm like God's gift to earth, but I do try to be a nice person. So having my first hater was pretty intense, and he actually tried to like fuck things up bad. He tried to talk shit to my investors. He tried to get my investors to pull out. He tried to shit on he tried to fuck everything up. And dude, that was so, you know, it's been a good learning experience. Yeah, Bad Boys Chunk. How did you know? Yes, yeah. And that was quite the experience. So, by the way, to any of you Instagram kids listening, I'm not hating. I'm just saying you're fucking lying and deceiving. It is what it is, okay? It's facts. I'm not calling out individual names. The only person, and I said the people that I did mention, I said I have zero issues with. It's just, I'm just stating the journey of how junk removal's gone from when I entered it in 2021 to fucking almost 2026. So, I'm just mentioning. So whatever. Point is, that is the journey, guys. Do you guys have any questions? I don't do YouTube because if I speak my mind, my business will. Yeah, James, that's the thing. Like, if you speak your mind, you could lose customers if the customers see it. That is the thing, and that's especially true for me. Like, I got to be honestly. I probably should have. I just hate having to censor there's things I want to say. I got to be very careful that I can't say. I definitely don't want to dive into politics because politics, that is a clear division of separation. So I hate being so filtered because obviously I run a company that will be worldwide now. It's going to be used by millions of people around the world someday, right? So it's I have to be careful with what I say because I don't want to lose all the plumbers or all the electricians hate me or all the plumbers hate me or all the junk removal people hate me. But I've been in junk removal for too long to not speak up. And I'm trying not to shit talk on these people, but this is not out of jealousy or hate. This is out of this is hate. I hate people being taken advantage of. Period. So, anyways, that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed my fucking rant. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to say. This industry has been commoditized like Amazon FBA and drop shipping. We all know that. And the same saying goes with everybody. Everybody's saying this, right? It doesn't matter if it's Mike Andes, which great content, great guy. And he's not a scammer at all. But what I'm saying is they all say the same thing. AI is taking away all kinds of digital jobs like copywriting and writing, website building. So there are a lot of these people who are trying to make money in mentoring and coaching are saying, hey, come over here to the blue collar world because robots won't be doing landscaping anytime soon. Robots won't go into your house and take your trash out anytime soon. It's true, but now they're turning it into the whole drop shipping thing over here now. The intentions just aren't where they should be. And yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. And like I said, if you watch this and you're offended, go fuck yourself. You're the problem. And if you want to continue doing what you're doing, it's a free country, I guess, right? Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Just know you'll burn in hell. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm kidding. That was a joke. Bad Boys says, who let Andrew off the leash? Chop. Oh yeah. No one deserves to be diddly did. I think calling people out on scams is not bad. Yeah. There's a lot of people who call out scammers. Coffeezilla, Spencer Cornelia. I think Spencer Cornelia, Coffeezilla. There's another guy that I watch, Marcus. There's a lot of people who call scammers out. I would love to do that, but I just don't have the energy or time to do that. And honestly, there's only a handful of these people in the junk removal industry. Just get to work, guys. It's not hard. There's so much good content out there. And hopefully Xavier fucking starts a channel someday, a YouTube channel, because Xavier will be the best channel there is once he starts sharing his fucking content, Xavier. Because he knows his shit. I mean, he knows his shit. Russ talks all the trash, but when you hear him talk, he's the most negative person. Who wants to Chop Stancil, he's very negative to me. Bad Boy, what's new for Autopilot anyway to make it where we don't have to JB, you can import your clients with the CSV file, no problem. Just shoot me a message if you need help. I can send you the video on how to do it. I can help you do it. You can import your clients, no problem. James Edwards, you're only scamming yourself if you're not using Autopilot. Yeah, and guys, I understand. For those of you, if you guys are just a solo operator, you do not need these expensive pieces of software. Okay, there are situations where I understand where the bigger people can't switch over to me because we're not done with the few things that we're building, like Zapier and QuickBooks. I understand some people absolutely need that. We'll have that soon. But guys, we have I'm gonna be live again tonight. I'm gonna demo some more autopilot stuff tonight at 4 p.m. PST. So be prepared for that. And yeah, guys, why don't we do Q&A? Come on, Xavier, can we do it on YouTube? Yeah, Kevin. So chronic coachitis, my homie. Chronic coachitis. Well, just don't do it. Yeah, dude. It's not like you're gonna be selling some $1 million package, so you'll be fine, Xavier. And like I said, guys. I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's do Q&A. I'm going to end it here. Rant. Hope you guys enjoyed my rant. Why don't we do Q&A? Let's do Q&A for the next 13 minutes. So, junk removal questions, autopilot questions, general business questions. Like, I know an okay amount about accounting and taxes, and legal and business legal. I've been around the block, and my short time on this earth so far. So why don't you guys ask any questions? Put them in the comments right now because we've only got 13 minutes of questions. Let's get some questions up here, guys. What software are you using to stream? Okay. We got 2 questions here. What software are you using to stream? I'm using Ecamm Live. There's also another one called OBS Studio. That's like the classic, probably much more customizable streaming software. But Ecamm Live is like for dummies on Mac, and it's still very powerful, very capable. Could do almost everything OBS Studio can do, but much easier to use for your Mac. When is the next expo? I will know next year. I will talk to Matt and JoJo and see if they're doing it again. There is a chance that they do it again. We'll see. But yeah, by the way, guys, I'm giving away another dump trailer in February. Another $10,000 dump trailer. I'm going to post a video on it hopefully this week, but worst case, I'll post the video next week. I'm hosting a virtual live event in February with 8 speakers. Abel is one of them. I see him in here right now. He's one of the speakers. I'm giving away another $10,000 dump trailer live on YouTube for free. No catch. Again, my 3rd dump trailer I'm giving away. You're welcome. So, I mean, like, I don't know anybody else who's I'm trying so much to help this community, guys. Like, I gave away my course for free. I've been putting out free content for years on YouTube. I'm trying to give way more affordable software that you don't have to break the bank. I am literally trying my hardest to like give. So favorite lead gen, Google. Google breaks down into many components. Google Search, Google Map Pack, which is separate from Google Search, Google Ads, and I mean there's other entry points of Google, but those are the 3 main ones. You have YouTube as well. There's some YouTube's owned by Google, but that's not really Google. So, I'm somebody who likes to act fast. It's going to be Google Ads, but that's a dangerous game to play for somebody with no experience and no money in the bank. But Google Ads, if I want to start cranking and making money, I would set up my business to look legit. I'd have the website, I'd have the Google Maps, I'd have fucking everything, all my ducks in a row, and I'd crank the Google Ads and get to fucking making money. Other than that, my second one is going to be Facebook. Facebook breaks down into 5 pieces. Facebook ads, Facebook groups. I mean, it goes on and on. But Facebook ads is another way so you can start generating leads. And yes, they're not going to be as good of leads, but you can at least start generating something immediately. Everything else takes time, like SEO takes time. Ranking on Google Maps takes time. Walking into businesses and selling yourself takes time. Yard signs. So Google ads, Facebook ads, yard signs. Those are my 3 favorite. Cool. Abel, what's up? Andrew, when did you become so rich? I'm not rich yet. I used to be rich. I made millions. I made through almost $3 million when I was 18, 19 years old. I dropped out of high school when I was 17 and self-made. Paid off my mom's taxes, my mom's helped my mom's husband at the time pay his taxes, all kinds of shit. What's your favorite lead gen? I just answered that. I think every size business needs software. Yes, Abel, absolutely. That's why we are so cheap. We want to help people get started using software in the beginning without breaking the bank. What was your best reply to a new incoming client for Thumbtack? Thumbtack, you got to respond within 5 seconds, bro. You have to. A Thumbtack lead comes in, you go, hey, just got your request, and then you just ask for details. But I would not only message them on Thumbtack, but call them immediately. Seconds. Mac or Windows? Mac all day, no question. I was a Windows guy all the way up until 2006, from to 2007, and then I switched to Mac. I was a huge Windows guy, man. I loved Windows, but once I went Mac, never went back. I got a million calls a day from lenders. Is there a way to block them? Are you talking about, Jacob, are you talking about Autopilot's phone system? Can you clarify? For 18K, you can give away, blah, blah, blah. Does AP have a driver app? Yes, it does, Tony. It does have a technician app. Google Guaranteed. Oh, and there's, Google local service ads, which, are Google ads, but okay, so it would definitely always be Google ads over LSA. You have way more power, way more control. With Google ads, you get way better rates, but LSA has its advantages too. It says sponsored, Google Guaranteed. It sits above the Google ads. Kind of want both, but LSA is different. It can be more expensive because you don't get the control that you get with Google ads. Where do you find your VAs? Onlinejobs.ph. I have a great video on hiring VAs. Please go watch it on my YouTube channel. I have a question. How's your health journey? Abel, it's going good. It's going good. As you can tell, I'm not ripped yet, but I have lost weight, and I am in the gym, and I switched TRT from grapeseed oil TRT to MCT oil TRT, and it got me really sick for a fucking month. My body rejected it, so it fucked things up really bad when I switched oil carriers. So it really fucked me up for a whole month. I ended up getting the flu at the same time, and it shut me down completely. Switching from grapeseed oil TRT to MCT, so now it really fucked me up bad. Got my whole body sick, but I'm back at it. My voice is almost, I'm back. Can you explain the phone numbers through Autopilot, how it works, the number you offer, how the system works? Okay, so Autopilot phone numbers is, you can do VoIP or call forwarding, okay? Call forwarding means it literally just forwards to whatever cell phone you want, and then that cell phone will ring, and you'll be talking through your normal cell phone, like as a normal phone call comes through your cell phone. VoIP is an Autopilot number. You're talking through Autopilot. You're talking through us, our phone system. More power, more capabilities with that. You can do, just check the settings, right? And approved for messaging means you can text, right? You don't need to get A2P approved to do phone calls. It's just for messaging, but you definitely want both in case people text you. But you can now text and go through try call forwarding and then try VoIP. You can just change the settings. You can set it to call forwarding or you can set it to VoIP. Change it to VoIP. VoIP means voice over IP. Change it to VoIP and look at all the settings that you can customize to that phone number. You'll see the power of VoIP compared to just call forwarding. Where's the best places to put out yard signs for a better conversion rate? Dude, Abel has a great video on yard signs. Go look up Abel Temecula Valley junk removal or Abel Dominguez yard signs. Go look on YouTube. He shows you 4 to 5 different techniques of using yard signs that most people don't think about, because you don't just always want to stick them in the ground. There's all kinds of other techniques of using yard signs. Of course, I'm going to tell you busy intersections and places, that where giant parking lots and they come out of the parking lots like an IKEA parking lot, and you hope they don't get stolen or whatever. But go watch Abel's video on yard signs, and if you can't find it, message me. I'll get you the link. If we want to do Google PPC ads, would we be competing with companies like 1-800-GOT-JUNK? Yeah, but that's not how Google works. Just because Google has, so Abel says Abel Dominguez, and just type in the Abel Dominguez yard signs, and I'm sure his video will pop up. So go check out that video. Now, to answer your question, Kevin, that's not how Google works, right? Obviously, the more money you have, the more consistent you can stay up, but Google shows 2 or 3 ads at a time, and they rotate, okay? So you will be able to be displayed by competing with, you're on rotation with 3 other people all day, every day. So now, obviously, if 1-800-GOT-JUNK is spending millions of dollars, they're probably going to consistently show up, but you'll be fighting for the other 2 spots amongst all the other companies. And Google rotates you. Google will rotate you. Google will rotate you. They're not going to always display just Got Junk. Now, that does lead me to a question that I have to ask Xavier, because, like, what if Got Junk and Junk King and Junk Luggers just put $1 million, like, they're just like, okay, I want $10,000 a day, and this, like, all three of those, bigger companies, would they hold all three of those spots? I don't think Google would let them hold a monopoly like that and just hold those spots. I feel like Google wants to let other people rotate in and get their piece of the pie, because I think Google wants more business, like more people's business. So I don't think so point is you can compete, you will be rotated, so you'll be fine. James, shut up, Jay Garcia. He did not. You guys are homies. Matthew, yard signs for me were a huge waste of money. Yeah, Matthew. So I hear this story sometimes, like people like yard signs work great for 99% of people. You just got to figure out how to put them higher up on telephone poles, use zip ties, put them on chain link fences. Go watch Abel's video and get some ideas. Is there a dialer on the AP website? Not yet, Junk 180. There will be a phone dialer on the website. I don't know when we're going to build that one out, but we will put a phone dialer so you can have VAs answer phone calls and make phone calls through the computer. Right now, it's just a phone app. Xavier just said, yeah, Google doesn't bow to Fortune 500 companies. Yeah, exactly. They don't bow to them. They will rotate you. Bad boys, no. Abel's a great guy. He has, okay. Abel knows more about junk removal than most people, and he does dumpster rentals too. He has an entire operation. He has, he's crushing. Oh, I think now you're just being funny. Okay. Yeah, so you know who Abel is. Go check out his content. He's also sharing his fitness journey, which I am sharing my fitness journey. I have a whole dedicated YouTube channel to my fitness journey. I have a new video coming up next week on my fitness journey, a big update of where I'm at with my TRT levels. I'm doing what's really going to be cool about my fitness channel is I'm going to be taking my clothes off, not naked, but I'm going to be showing the progress. I'm also going to be showing the blood draws and the results. So I'm going to draw my blood every month and show the TRT levels, my just my everything levels of my health. So I'm going to be doing a draw every month or every 2 months of where I'm at with my blood levels of my health of my new journey throughout the course of the year. So definitely go check out my fitness journey. I keep forgetting I moved the camera to right here. So, check him out. Abel's a beast, and he crushes. So just go check his stuff out. All right, guys. Any other questions? Andrew, am I starting an OF? If autopilot fails, I will start an OnlyFans. I'm just kidding. No, autopilot won't fail. But no, Jay Garcia, I'm sorry. No OnlyFans over here. My wife wanted to start one, but I had to tell her no. She wanted to do one, just me and her. Just kidding. That's a joke. Gotcha. You guys are like, what? So, I put them up on the poll. The lad's been the best way to keep them up. How to get more conversion rate. But how to get more conversion rate is what I want to know. What do you mean conversion rate? Conversion rate specifically from yard signs? I mean, just put out more yard signs. Put them everywhere you possibly can. I don't know what you mean by conversion rate. You got to be better on the phone, Or do you mean just conversion rate in general? Or do you mean conversion rate specifically to yard sign phone calls? Because phone calls is on you getting good at sales on the phone and then getting good at sales in person. Great live today, guys. Great live. So I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. And what do we get? Okay, it's 9 a.m. So I am gonna take one last question. Oh, it's my boy Westside Carby. What's up? So I'll take one last question if anybody has one last question, and then I'll see you guys tonight. We're going to go over autopilot tonight at 4 p.m. PST. I will show some more features, answer questions, and talk about my app, talk about junk removal at 4 p.m. PST tonight. But I will take one last question. If anybody has one last question, go ahead and ask in the comments. And thank you so much for listening to me bitch and complain and rant about where the industry is going. It was fun. It was fun. By the way, if you guys want to buy my mentoring package, I'll teach you how to make millions of dollars in junk removal for 10 grand. Hit me up. 10 grand. I got you. 10 grand. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's a joke. I don't sell mentoring or coaching. All right. I don't see a question, so I will leave you guys with this. As always, success. If I put out 100 yards, okay, hold on, let me see. If I put 100 yard sides up on poles and none have been removed over 60 days, not one call, how can I get more call? Okay, well, I guess the places you put them are not good. I don't know, JB. Yard signs work very effective for most people. So maybe you're in a city, people don't like yard signs. I don't know. Try better places. I don't know what to tell you. I'll teach you 9,999. Okay, Temecula. All right, Max. Oh, Max, I miss you, buddy. Thank you for joining. How can it be sales? Yeah, I mean, there's no sales if no calls come in. So, JB, maybe yard signs just aren't going to be as... I don't know what to tell you, brother. Yard signs work for... maybe you're just in a city where people hate yard signs. I don't know. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. And if you guys follow me on YouTube, you know what I'm about to say. As always, guys, I leave you with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so was gold at one point. Toodles!